play a game.
G'day viewers, we're on the Xbox. Oh, hang on. Whoop. There we go. Now you know. Where should I put that? I'll put it up there. So be out of the way up there? Guess so. That'll do. All right then. I'll be sideways because, you know, Xbox is over here. Hello, Holy Trucker, Andy, Pete, other Andy, Gav, Pete again, Mark B, Ian Bradley, Loco Poco, and the in and gone GWP Photography, who put a comment in that said, got blurry at points, and that's with the 805 enabled, so reckon the 805 needs to be optimized. I think I've got the 805, I hope. Holy Trucker says Dovetail are charging PC players more for routes. Well, dude, don't live in New Zealand. The economy's awful. All right. I did send you the Steam DB page that shows you what everybody pays. It is cheapest in Ukraine, 27 Australian dollars. Anyway, we're going to do some freight. There is the 805. Now, we have got 35 of 35 layers turned on, so let's go. Let's see if we see anything blurry. And, oh yeah, I suppose we can start that one. From Nuneaton to Rugby, why not? We'll do that one. We'll even leave dynamic weather on. No one does that. Why is Trent Valley cheaper on PC than PS5 than on PC? I don't know. Luck. They work out their prices differently. Bob says morning. There's often discrepancies between the platforms because the platforms themselves have a hand in setting the pricing. Different markups and things like that. When did all those rail shots start turning up in the game? It's kind of annoying. Right, I have got a keyboard to make this easier. Master key. Reverser forwards, good. Headlights, instrument lights. Window. And direct brake's probably applied, so let's release that. It's not time to go. I'm only going 14 miles in this one. Well, that's a bit unusual. All right, let's start getting our brakes off anyway. Can I? Am I in forwards? Done that, done that, done that, done that. Oh yeah, cut in. Got to cut them in, don't I? And it's the wrong type. It's passenger, and we're not a passenger train. We did the setup for this. I don't think we're a passenger train. Right, better fix that. Okay. I hate doing this on console. Cursor right. Cursor down. And select goods. Exit. And then cursor down. Select. Signal hasn't gone green yet anyway. The brakes are cut in apparently. Okay. Alright, we'll believe it. Sure. Can I release them? Oh, it's doing that thing, isn't it? There we go. Silly console. Oh, it's got the phantom needle. Good. Well, brakes are released. Now we'll just sit here. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, don't forget safety systems. Yes. How's that? Deal. Let's have a look outside. Is anything blurry yet? Oh, actually, is that a shadow? Or is that blurry? No, it's a shadow. I'm starting to roll. Hope that signal changes soon or we're going to roll through it.
Please be aware that opportunist thieves operate at this station and across the railway network.
Or to put that in Aussie, fucking gypsies are here. What are you doing, train? Let's just apply your direct brake. That'll stop you. Because we don't want to go anywhere just yet, because there's a signal. What are we waiting for? Oh, it's probably whatever's next to us. Probably that. Cross country. It was that. Look at that. All right. How heavy is this train? We'll never know. Probably not. If I fall asleep while I'm driving this tonight, just laugh at me. It's fine. I am absolutely knackered. Gordavant, hello. Why am I facing away from the camera? Because my Xbox is over here. Daniel Robert Jowett, hello. Gav, you're back. No, other Gav. I want to send the rain that I have to you. I have rain here, mate. And Bob says, safety systems. Anarchist Angel, hello. Might use passenger brake timing depending on train length and weight anyway. At least in Germany they do that. Yeah, sometimes. I think the problems with these brakes are a little more fastidious though, because they're actually air brakes. They're not electro-pneumatic cool brakes like Germans have. Flying Southerner said the passengers are standing in the wagons. It's the Ryanair of trains. People in the wagons? You what now? Where? Wow, I can see through the sides of the wagons. Well, that's interesting. Or is that just the sun? Maybe that's just the sun. No people. I've seen people standing in the roof. That's kind of funny. Andy, Roo, another Andy. Crashy and blurry on Series X for you. We're playing on Series X, so we shall see what happens. Hopefully it's good. We'll see. It's alright so far. Not really even any pop-in, thanks to the Xbox's medium settings. I keep getting tempted to put the PC on medium settings, because then I wouldn't get so much pop-in. You can kind of see it, but it's not as bad. Alright, full fang. Let's put on a frame rate thingy. Ooh, that's jumping about a little bit. That's like dropping 15 frames and then up again. Wired. Every time we see something coming, I will pop outside to have a look at it. Meanwhile, I'll just drive the train. Yeah, here comes something now. Pop outside. You watch me get run over. So far, so good. That one's alright. It's a very long train. There's a lot of it. Alright, not blurry though. Sounds terrible, but that's an Xbox. We're allowed up to a walloping 60 miles an hour. B button. Hey look, unlike the 90, it works. Pete says DTG need to fix the view screen on PS5 has been broken for ages. Yes, it's a pain in the ass. You can't use the zoom into the screen feature. Hello, Stephanie. How are you? Welcome along. Pete says 807 has a bug. Even if it faults off, it loses power and you have to reset the Pento. Wah, wah, wah. Freight trains don't have EP brakes. Aww. I'm sad now. I want EP brakes. Here's an amusing thing from my railway. We have a winter special called Train of Lights, and it runs from the 25th, where it's a volunteers and staff only train, and then it runs for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something after that. I'm rostered on one on the 24th. What's going on there? Are we running an empty train? I have a faint suspicion we're running an empty train. Train of Lights, empty cars. Probably a practice train or something. We'll see. We'll see. Loco Poco says, is this console more powerful than your PC? No. Far from it. It's in medium settings, because that's what consoles have. Much lower settings. Pete said, would also be handy if route hops were on platforms and not at the top of some stairs. What? Stephanie says, I'm good, thank you. Damn hot here. Hope you're good. It's quite cold here, in case you haven't noticed with the sheepskin accoutrement. Uh-oh, I'm going too fast. That never happens. No. A Train of Lights ghost service, that's it, Gav. I'll look forward to it. Because interestingly, I don't think I've actually fired the Garrett for, I don't know, maybe 6 months. And I haven't fired a Gembrook for, I think, maybe a year. I've taken trains to Gembrook, but I've had trainees all the time. Just been it's good and bad. I like that we're training people. I don't like that we're not training volunteers, but I didn't say that. I wasn't here. And I don't like having a trainee every single trip, because it means I don't get to fire. I just get to stand there and watch and constructively criticize and suggest things and help them and take over when they really screw it up. Stephanie remembers how our summer is your winter. Lived in Melbourne many years ago when I was 21. Oh, that's a cool thing. How did you find Melbourne compared to the UK, apart from hotter? Except now. Budgie smugglers weather forecast here this weekend. We will send our ex-Prime Minister Tony Abbott, who did famously actually turn up in Parliament wearing budgie smugglers once. No one needed to see that. No one. Well, the sun doesn't look too bad. Sort of a bit low. It is a bit low, isn't it? Game capture. Oh no, it looks alright. Okay. Back in the train. There's a double yellow on the other track, which implies we're catching up with something. Which is weird, given we're driving the slowest train on the network. Look. Blurry cows! Low resolution type. God, there's a lot of them though, isn't there? That's a lot of cows. They're on both sides too, they're everywhere. Man, that's a lot of cows. Moving right along. That's probably why they're so low res, so they can have 1,000 of them. It was blurry when I came back into the cab then. I'm the single yellow now, so we are definitely catching up with whatever it is. Or keeping up with it, maybe. On our way to Rugby, where men and they crouch down behind each other and sniff each other's bums while fondling their balls. Ian's going to make a cup of coffee. Very nice. Stephanie, I wish I could get back. I would in a heartbeat. No comparison, to be honest. Lived in Cranbourne. Oh, it's actually not that far from where I am. I'm in Afghanistan. Loco says, I'll send you my address of where to send that vest. It's a nice warm vest. Chucky says, yeah, I don't think we need that many cows. And Gav says, do we need so many cows? Damn, Kieran. Kieran clearly likes cows. Oh, hello, cat. Cat's just jumped on my sound booth. She likes jumping on my sound booth when I'm streaming. Ooh, blurry trees. Nice. Yeah, I think it's struggling for memory already. Wow. They're really blurry. Look at the trees where the bridge is. This doesn't bode well. This might end up in fire. We'll see. What's my train look like? No, mine's fine. But it's a pretty simple train, I suppose. Damn it, Xbox, that's meant to sound good. High wind area? Have they been eating beans? Why doesn't my brake pipe go down, but my bogies are going up? I bet you I'm on independent brake again. I am. Yep. Right, now it'll work properly. That's better. Mind you, by the time I slow it down, it'll be time to speed up, so I won't worry about it. No. Hello, V for Vidi, how are you? Stephanie remembers the area like it was yesterday. Chucky says, tell the cows to move to another route. Andy Ladd says, have you tried the dispatcher scenario yet? I have, actually. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Holy Trucker says, anyone regret buying this today? Well, no one should regret buying it because you can just refund it. Daniel, that's utterly ridiculous. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Daniel made an utter joke. Maybe that's what I should call the next railroader. Udders. Utterly good. There we go. Utterly good transit. V for Viti says the shadow pop-in is just hypnotizing. It's actually worse on PC. On Xbox, to be honest, it's better. It still happens. What I'm thinking is the console is struggling for a bit of RAM, I think. Because we've got so many blurry trees. I don't normally see blurry trees. But we'll keep going. I mean, we are on the busiest line, and we've seen what? We've seen one train, haven't we? One. Yep, one. Mm-hmm. And it's 7:57 in the morning, so I would have thought we'd be seeing a few on our way to Monkey Nuts. Or are we going the other way? We're going the other way, aren't we? Daniel has to go stand in the corner, according to Pete. Don't really need the brakes now, going uphill. I could watch it over here on the OBS screen, I suppose. Weirdly, it looks better. I suppose because it's smaller. Because the OBS window is only half the size of my 4K screen. I am running in 4K, so if it's going to run out of memory, that'll do it. Whatever we were catching up with, we're not catching up with anymore, because we're back on the double yellows. 5 miles to Rugby. Now, GWP dropped at the start of the chat that he thinks the 805s are the worst. So we'll see. Apparently the 805... Ooh, that tree's still in cruciform. It hasn't even filled out. Wow. If you want to know what I mean by cruciform, the trees, if you look at them top down, look like this. So when you look at it from the side on, you can see what looks like a tree, but they're actually like that. They're called cruciform trees. See, I know things. Useless things, but I know things. I should have a drink. I haven't drunk enough today. Take that, Class 90. Q works on this train. Console is going to hold PC back now. Maybe. Don't forget, according to the Steam hardware survey, over half the Steam players run on machines about the same capability as the console, so maybe not. Not sure, to be honest, if it was worth it. First scenario I tried on PC, it spawned me in a random different area each time I tried, not in the actual service. It was London Euston to Holyhead. Well, that's a bit crap. If you know which service it is. Andy says 4K is probably going to make your Xbox catch fire. Pumping out the heat. I won't need the vest much longer. Fog. The friend of performance. That'll probably help. Well, the frame rate's still a little cray-cray. It's pretty high, but it's inconsistent. Ooh. Big red bit. Just for reference, if you can hear that, the person saying "don't lick me" is talking to a cat. We're having a night off from the crazy house reno. We've been passed by a virgin. When did we get them? What route are they from? Ian says, I'm back. Forgot to switch the kettle on. Oh, bugger. That happens. Holy Trucker reckons that dark ballast texture too dark with shadows of the game. If you use Rob's ballast, it gives you great performance on PC. Question is, Medway Valley run on Xbox, Paul? It uses the texture. Medway's fine on the Xbox. I haven't had any dramas with Medway at all. Wrong. Let's have a little bit more brakes. Does that look blurry? No, that one looks alright. Mind you, I don't think I've ever seen a blurry 66, not even in the examples people have sent me on Discord. Eventually this train will slow down, eventually. Hello, David Smith, how are you? Indie Lad, must be Creator Club. Well, I suppose it could be a Creators Club, but I don't remember subscribing to it. It could, you know, it could be Creators Club. Couldn't be a mod because I'm on Xbox. You're going to grab a coffee, Stephanie? I should grab a coffee, but then I wouldn't sleep. What? No, that looked alright. Had a bad angle on it, but it did look alright. And of course, we've slowed down just in time to speed up. But, you know, we're coming into rugby anyway. Rugby. So I should probably put the brakes back on lightly. Let it start slowing down properly. Holy Trucker says, Medway ships with Rob's ballast have you put forward to dovetail the trolleys and that texture in further routes. It doesn't involve as much shadows in the dirt textured ballast. It did get foggy quickly, Chocky, you're right. It's almost like you built the scenario. It did get foggy gradually though, which I'm quite impressed at. The big change between Rob's Ballast, Holy Trucker, and the default, I don't think Rob's Ballast supports the dynamic ballast feature where the ballast sits on top of the tracks. It's a performance gobbling feature. Gobbles like a porn star. Are we going to end up in a freight yard or are we going to end up in a station? Station. Got all these freight yards. Why are we going from a station to a station when we've got all these yards? Ian says, as and when you get a moment, can you show me where you manually apply the safety systems? Yep. With keyboard, it's easy. Whoa, look. Look. Look at the dash. We've gone blurry. What are we looking like outside? Yeah, we're all right outside, but the dash went blurry. Wow. You all saw that, didn't you? My Xbox is going to explode, isn't it? It's just going to melt. Gav says, Shoggy's foggy scenario. Bob says, I reckon the Class 70 is a month away, so less sheds to bore you with. I hope that it's the same length as a shed, and then it'll sub in. Holy Trucker says, I turned off fog and it still happens in dynamic weather. That's meant to do with it. Turn it off. No, the switch to turn off fog turns off the volumetric fog. You still get traditional fog. Chucky says, I couldn't have built the scenario. There's no Thomas. That's true. Rex Tactics had his dash go blurry yesterday, but gradually it fixed itself. Well, that's probably because it managed to get memory from somewhere. Gab says, lols to Chucky. And he's probably a service that's come across Nuneaton and operates via Northampton. Or Northampton. Or is it Hampton? No, it's Hampton. It's got an H in it. Says he, accelerating towards certain doom. "400 yards to rugby. We can go and play with some balls." Are there any balls at rugby? Chain Tracer Andy, we've got all the Andys in. Yellow Paul, how's your Xbox not exploded yet? It's pretty warm though, actually. Pumping out the heat. The keys for Ian are Shift Enter and Control Enter. One turns on DVD and Vigilance and that sort of thing, and the other one turns on AWS or TPWS, depending on which you've got. I was actually having an interesting discussion in comments today about AWS and TPWS, because a couple of train drivers, real ones, were saying if you park the train right on top of a magnet, you can't disable the sound. Hey, the people are blurry. Cool. Blurry people. They resolve as you get closer. Yes, let's have all the safety systems going off. But apparently that happens with AWS, but I was telling them with TPWS it couldn't, because it's not how it works. But they're trying to tell me it can. Oh well. Andy says it's been 15 to 20 minutes and you've already got blurry textures, so imagine it won't last an hour unless you were really lucky. You love watching DVDs while driving? Fair enough. I do often watch things on YouTube or streaming things. I shouldn't say it, but we're going to get to the end of this, I think. Bang. Ian plays on PC. Bob says, same size and weight, the 70 has more beef than a 66. Well, as long as they're the same length, then they should sub in. If they get set up properly, which I hope they do. I'm going to have to accelerate, aren't I? Or we're not going to make it. Andy says, oh, we've talked about that one. Class 66 do rail tours. Do they? I know they do the Caledonia Sleeper for one part of it. Hot, thrown out just like that. Glod. Alright, let's continue. Boop. Should we try and take over someone else's train? Nah, let's play another 66. Wouldn't it be funny if the loading screen was blurry? Oh, I said DVD instead of DSD. Okay. Well, there is DVD. And ours we have VC. Loading, loading, loading. Takes a long time to load when you've got 100 and something DLCs in there. I did that as an experiment for Alex. He just kept throwing keys at me because he wanted to know what happened. What was the point that it crossed over? And I couldn't make it crash, and he was really sad because he'd given me all these keys to prove it. Oh, why don't we just do them? What's this one? God, that'd be a slow trip, wouldn't it? I'm doing that. We'll do that one. No, it's just sort of perverse to the one we just did. 2 hours, 24 minutes? What happens to it? Bloody hell. No, we'll do that one. We'll do this one, and let's get rid of dynamic weather. Because, you know, we don't want fog. Boop. I am booked on that train, Hornby man. You just saw someone walk past. Yes, that was my other half. She's the one who puts up with me streaming all the time. And I did tell her we needed a night off from the house reno because she looked exhausted, I'm exhausted, and I felt like streaming. It's fair, isn't it? Right, Thomas. Must be Chocky's loading screen. All right. As indicated, 4.6 miles. Is that it? Oh, no. We go twice. Okay. Reverser. And you want to do safety systems in this thing, don't you? We will have to go to the other end. Since you want to know where they are, because they're not at this end. Whee! Do you know if I'd gotten out the other side, it would have been on a platform. No, they're not at this end either. What's going on with that? Maybe I was at the end that they were at. What's that coming in? I'm stuck on a chair. Did you notice that? Is it blurry? Nah. I like doing that. Things like that to the AIs. Now it's sitting there going, door fault, fix it. Maybe it was at this end. Maybe I'm just a donkey. Actually, it is this end, isn't it? Look, there's the fuse cabinet. All right. One of them is AWS TPWS, which is that one. And somewhere there is another switch. But I better go and answer that, because it doesn't work till I'm sitting in the seat. Right, okay. Up again. I don't know why the sound keeps cutting out when I stand up. That's weird. Where is... There it is. Boop. Right. Headlights. And we're on goods timing again? No, we're on past timing again. We'll just leave it alone this time. Be quicker. We're going to race the 350. We'll bag it right up with the brakes on. Let it spin its little wheels. It's trying very hard. It's going, I can race you, 350. Look at me doing 100 miles an hour. It's not going to get far, is it? I do believe the back of that 350 was slightly blurry already. Go on then, train. You can do it. I don't suppose the direct brake's on, is it? No. Still pumping up the train. Must be quite a long one then if it's still pumping up. No, we're moving. And it's blurry. Look at that. It actually is slightly blurry. Not much. A little bit. Shanked it. See, DB, if they come to Australia, would not operate as DB Schenker, because I know what we'd call it. Hornby Man says, Sir Nigel is a nice steam loco. Yep. Andy Ladd says, takes so long as you're plodding along at 60 mile an hour the whole way. And Ian said, would you recommend this DLC for a PC? Do you like long runs, Ian, with not many stops? That would be my question to you. Bob says, I think the Class 92 would be good add-on for TSW, considering its dual voltage at overhead and third rail. I think they had some kind of licensing problem with the 92. Andy says, believe DSD is pedal held down and released and then pressed again when the alarm sounds. DVD is pedal is pressed and released when the alarm sounds. Fair enough. Strawberry says, I'm on a PC. Stephanie Audrey, I should say, rather than Staundry, said, I'm on a PC and not sure, to be honest, yet. First error I tried with the new 807 doesn't work. Andy says, I'm an idiot. They are the cabinets in the end you started in. Derbyshire Spotter says, you're on the right hand, top cabinet on the right. Yep. Another person saying I'm an idiot. You're right, I am. And Bob says, safety systems are in a cabinet behind the driver's seat. Yep. I've done well. Excellent. Headlights are on. I pressed H. What do you want to know where the headlights are? They're up there. Oh, hang on. I pressed H and it didn't do anything. Maybe I wasn't sitting in the chair when I did that. Pete says, gotta love route hop. Transfer at Milton Keynes. My auto service has mysteriously turned into a 390. Yes, it has a Pendolino transformation. Hornby says, the best steam engine. Stephanie says, any predictions for TSW7? Oh, of course it's happening. I reckon it's happening. As for routes, let's see. Tadabi, the American freight one, Hayden Quarries or whatever it is. And how about the Ingolstadt-Nurem one? That one's not blurry. That looks all right. After these freights, we'll run something else, because I don't want to do a 2-hour freight. That would not be interesting. Ian says, I don't mind a long run with no stops, but I prefer the odd stop now and again. Well, the 350 services are your friend then. So if you like long runs, this route on a PC is probably okay. What was that on the tracks? Why is that in the tracks? Why? Why? Huh. And what's the signal? RN3361. Write that down. RN3361. Stuff on track. I should report that. I should take a screenshot, really, shouldn't I? Not blurry. But I should indeed take... Oops. Take a screenshot. Let me just... Bear with me just a tick while I make a screenshot for a bug report, because that's a bit shit. Whee! Okay. Ooh. Right. I'll report that. What? Whoop, we didn't explode. That's a good sign. Good sign. And that's the Pendo that... Well, not the Pendo, but the one that stood past me, standing next to me. That's just rubbing it in. It's going a lowly freight driver. That's a lot of rolls of toilet paper. Toilet paper for giants, made of steel. Hornby's fan, do you like Eddystone? I've seen Eddystone a couple of times. It's alright. Stephanie says, think it will be Unreal 4 again. Might change to 5. No, they won't change to 5. That will take several years. I think that is inevitable. I think that will happen, but it will be a new game. Like moving from TSC to TSW is a new game. Andy says, keep an eye on textures. If a 390 goes past as people complain they cause blurry textures. So I've heard 390 and I've heard 805s. So we might have to drive both of those. See what happens. Double yellow. Which brake am I on? I was going to say I can't read that sign, but it's for the other direction. So that's all right. We have a consistently lower frame rate now. It's dropped by about 10. Not blurry, but a little bit jerky because I refuse to turn on motion blur. Well, here comes something. Let's see what happens with this. That one looks alright. Keep crawling towards the signal. Ian says, is TSC still available? Absolutely. Hornby says Eddystone is famous. Bob says, one advantage that US freight locos have over British stuff is that they have a bog on board. British freight locos don't. Ah, it's just an orange juice bottle, mate. Works fine. Jumbo Train says hello. Hello, Jumbo Train. Thanks, folks, for coming in, too. Let's have a look at what it looks like on the Xboxing. We've got blurry flowers there. Lovely. It's exactly what you want. Blurry flowers. We're not going to make it to this red signal, are we? Actually, there's something I wanted to stop and check. But I keep forgetting when I'm in fast-moving trains, so I'll go check in this. Inquiring minds need to know. Can you Go up here. Come on. Yeah. No. Invisible wall. Missed opportunity. Is that blurry? I think it is, isn't it? A little bit. And it's really, jittery. We're going to leave the door open because we're weird. Ian says, Andy, thanks. Steam or other platforms. Jumbo Train says, you know, if we're going to get Australian line trains, I would imagine only if a third-party developer does them. I don't see DTG doing it. Hornby says, have you been on a fish plate of a steam locomotive? The fish plate is the thing that connects the tracks together. There's no fish plate on a locomotive. Waiting for the brakes to release. They're still going. This one actually has an airflow indicator that works, which is nice. Look at those Gretas. Does Greta work for the Xbox? I can't remember. Yeah, she does. Good. It's trying to move. It's thinking about it. It's going, yeah, come on. Come on, we want to move. You know what I do wonder about 66s? With that giant exhaust port, how is it they don't fill up with water? There must be a separator or something. Slippy, slippy go the wheels. But she's trying. Are they slipping? No, not yet. Wow, it's getting really weird when you pan. It's suffering. Should I get a thermometer and put it on the Xbox? Come on, Throbber. These things are quite throbby in real life too. They kind of get the ning 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 bit right, but they don't get the throbby right in the game, sadly. Sadly. You got Riviera jockey. Now you can run Thomas on a real route. It would take Thomas a while to run Riviera. Imagine Thomas on this. That's almost like taking a Gronk up Cajon Pass. I might have done that. Zombie Man likes the Clag. Well, you know what she'll say. Little Miss Anti-Clag. No more Clag. Yeah, the brakes are still on at the back of the train. I can tell because the airflow indicator has not hit 0. Which is building on our monumentum. So what should we do after this? An 807, an 805, or a Pendolino? More cows. Boo. Can finally see this red signal now. We need a police pant job on the Class 66. Chocky says, I coupled Thomas to a class 86, took the brakes off on the 86 and pulled it down a diesel branch behind Thomas. Yeah, why not? That seems like a fair thing to do to me. And he says, wondering if the first looked blurred due to optimization. I think this is the full Xbox is struggling blurring now. That braked much quicker than I thought it was going to. Clearly. We'll just put the controller down. It's only a red signal. It's fine. We're going to a Preston fuel run with a Gronk is going to be an interesting one. It'll be about an hour long each way. Ian says perhaps an 807, and he says you're experimenting. I'd say the 805. We should do an 805 first. People need to know. People need to know before they buy it. I think that's quite a fair thing. That must be pretty close to the signal, that stop marker. That's alright. We won't watch. There's nothing happening here. No one's going towards a red. No. Not at all. Where are those cows? It's like thousands of them. It's like an American dairy farm, except they're not in a shed. Why is it stopping so quickly? Because this train's supposed to be heavy. This is the one where the shadows on the needles get left behind. Zombie Man misses the HSTs. I don't miss HSTs. We've still got them. They're called XPTs. They're even refurbishing them. Stephanie, you better crack on. It's noon here. Ah, cool. Enjoy yourself. Have a good day. Enjoy your lunch. I assume that's what you're about to do. See, now it won't stop. Now it'll go through. Bloop. Wait for 2 minutes. Okay. Seems like a fun thing to do. David says, just how close you have to get to reds is a long-term irritation. It's gotten better than it used to be. They used to be right under the signal, which was a pain. Bob says, I'd rather have a class 3 or a 14 than a Gronk. I know they were everywhere, but they've been done to death now. Andy says, so glad now I don't use the Xbox for this game now. I have it on PC. Is that... that looks alright. PC via the Microsoft Store. Lucky I don't get most of the console issues now. Yeah, that is something actually. If you've got Xbox licensing, you can play on PC using the Microsoft Store. It works perfectly well. And in fact, you can still buy CSX Heavy Haul from Microsoft Store. It's the only place you can get it. We'd be on the fast track here, and they're passing us on the slow track. There's something funny about that. Come on. Why are we waiting? Sooner or later? Ning, 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 ning. Ooh, Perry. That looks like a 350. Ooh, and something else coming at the same time. And it's missing a carriage. Awesome. That, folks, is running out of memory, and it's blurry. I almost believed the thing then when it said you can go, because you can't. Once we start to move, we'll honk. I like it when they're missing carriages. Makes it kind of obvious. Hornby Man likes a 33 and a 90. What do you think of a 20? On this year's trip, I have shelled out a ridiculous amount of money because, hey, you only live once, and we'll be driving a AEC rail car. All from Pickering to Gromont on the North Yorkshire Moors. That'll make a video for sure. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm doing Pickering to Gromont or Gromont to Pickering, because they book it with 2 people, and one person goes up and the other one goes down. And he says the Class 90 isn't nice. No, it's crap. Hornby Man likes the 8 and the 35. Let's go on our way to Nuneaton. That's what happens when you're really hungry. You've none eaten. Bob says there's a patch for that next Tuesday according to the road maps. Let's hope it's playable. Yes, there is a patch coming. I should actually try it in the preview build that the ambassadors use. Maybe it's been fixed already. I couldn't show you if it had, but I can try. David says, I'm waiting for the 90 fix before I decide to buy anything else. Fair enough. Andy says, fingers crossed, patch helps. Hornby Man says, Hornby has lots of train sets. They do. And Lima and River Rossi, they're all Hornby. The 8.8 encouraged me to go to Notch 8. Seemed necessary. That building is blurry. That's not LODs. Poor Xbox. Maybe I should move all the shit away from it so it gets more air. Give it some space. I don't really want to fry it. David says Hornby isn't as cheap as it was when I was a lad. I do have one Hornby train. I have a Black 5. And the only reason I've still got it, because I got rid of all my HO stuff ages ago, the only reason I've still got it is because it has a prototype for a DCC decoder before DCC existed. Holy Trucker says, isn't that why Dovetail released reduced timetable to cover their ass? Guarantee most blurry texture complaints are trying to run the full timetable. I am running the full timetable. But on the X, you should be able to run the full. On the S, the reduced is the way to go. There was a guy that got into Richby's stream yesterday. He was absolutely livid that this had not come out for PS4. This thing would make PS4 just explode. Christine? Not listening. Andy wants to know if he's forgiven for making me spend lots of money to drive a train.
Which one?
What do you mean, which one?
I don't know. Which one? What have you... Which one? The one that equals my coffee machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
She said that's fine. And it was in the that's fine tone of voice where it actually is fine, not the that's fine tone of voice that she's going to find something of yours to go and murder. You did. Blurry trees, yay! More power. No, there isn't any. Damn it. You always think the 66 is a wimpy, but I think they're about 3,000 horsepower. Why are my headphones not sitting right now? That's better. Ian says, love the Class 90 in real life, but not yet in Train Sim World. Waiting for the fix before buying. Hornby Man says, what's your best Hornby train set? Don't have one. Bob said Hornby announced Planet in a release video yesterday. This is Era 1, but it's based on a replica, and that was finished in 1992. Ooh. Didn't I turn off dynamic weather? I thought I turned off dynamic weather. Why am I getting fog? Holy Trucker says, doesn't matter, you paid for 2 options. Reduced timetable is the answer to all their complaints. Won't run full, you still have reduced timetable to fall back on. Arse covered, swept under the rug. Andy says the PS4 wouldn't even start with this route. Yes, it wouldn't. And if it did start, it would die. A horrible, melty, near-nuclear death. Andy says, glad to hear I'm not liable to be killed when she comes over to the UK. We make our way towards blurry Nuneaton. But I have eaten today. I had a very nice burger. That stanchion's blurry. Oddly, the dash isn't now. That just keeps on giving. Oh, that just keeps on giving, that train. Ibby says quite a bit of blurs on the Xbox. It is blurring at the moment a little bit. The scenery's blurring. Not as badly this trip. It was really bad on the first trip. David says people have to accept the PS4 as a 13-year-old console. It won't run lots of modern stuff. Indeed. And Ibby says the 805 has bugs and crashes before crew. That's a bummer. I'm not streaming from the Xbox. I'm using a capture card streaming from my PC. So if the Xbox fails, I'll be able to reboot it and continue, but it does take rather a long time to load this game. It's like that's 5.5 minutes. Cray cray. 4.7 miles through the depths of rural England. And even more cows. Four miles to Nuneaton. Why would I join the Hornby Club, Hornby Man? Jacob Grimmer says, do you think they will ever add a Class 55 Deltic into Train Sim World? You never know. There's no plans that I know of. Hectic Jojo, how goes the barn racing? Any fall over yet? Well, it hasn't caught fire. We've had some blurriness, but it has not caught fire. You can see the distant trees are blurry again. We're going to try an 805 next. See what happens. I'm going to be brave. Ibby says, I'm surprised how active the TSW Discord is. There's a lot of players. Nah, my Discord's not as active as that one. There's one particular chat which is, where the old hands tend to live. They're too rude to be allowed outside. Ian says, is your train missing containers, or is that how it's formatted? No, it was missing them at the start, so... It hasn't had them for the whole trip, so I'm guessing it's meant that way. You get a free locomotive in the Hornby Club, but you have to pay to join the Hornby Club, don't you? If you select the Edinburgh Engineering 66, that one has more services on it, including some in and out of Durft. Ah, we'll do one of those, and then we'll do an 805. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing any Durft services. That's weird. It's like the sleepers move. They do move, don't they, between the lodge levels? They're not lined up. Uh-huh. That wouldn't help. What time is this in the stream? It is... Can't tell on OBS. Won't tell me. There it is. 1:03. Okay. Right. Just put that on my board too, as we continue to roll. 1:03. Sleepers. And I think what I wrote sleepers there, one-handed, looks vaguely like spleen, but that's okay. Is this telling me to slow down because I'm 2 miles from where I'm stopping? Oh no, we've got feathers. We have feathers. Left feather. Shingle. The blurry bridge. Resolved though. Hectic Jojo does not like the way the CLV3 rakes randomly spawn their loads each time, or is that a mismemory? No, I think they kind of do. Holy Truckers has made the latest update stripped Milton Keynes Houston route of passengers. It's so dead there now. I think that's because the spawn point's a long way from the station. Andy says, only found that out myself, for I couldn't find any there myself. It's only after clicking through the other 66s that I found them. I think I had 30 to 40 services available. Well, we'll certainly go and look at those, because the title of this stream is Let's Do Some Freight on an Xbox Until It Catches Fire. And I think we've proven the point that things do get blurry. Not horribly so, I have to say, but we'll see what happens when we get some more stuff. Double yellow. I found a drive an unfitted freight driver experience, but unfortunately, not happening when I'm there. Chocky says, that's not what the stream is for me. Yeah, I was being creative. Maybe I should change the title to Trains Are Blurry on Xbox. Hectic says, different sheds get different jobs. The best shed gets the Durft runs, the DRS. It's better because it's blue. Holy Trucker says on Facebook they are saying they overdid the foliage this route and it's the FPS issue. I think they've underdone the foliage. The foliage. Because the foliage has been rather low resolution, low texture foliage. So, you know. Light brake application, and we'll hold that for 0.8 of a mile, and we'll see if we stop. We're already slowing down quite dramatically just from that. I don't know why you're reading Facebook. You should go somewhere reliable like 4chan. Or it's corporate Big Brother, Reddit. Is it blurry? Is it blurry? Oh, 2 of them. Hectic says, I mean, one could say it already wins by the virtue of its working at all. Oh, yeah. These point machines are bizarre. Massive. Ooh, that one's blurry. Wonder what that is. $7.90, it was all blurry there. This end of it's alright, but the other end was a bit yucko. Michigan Rail fan, good evening. Dialysis has been kicking my butt, but also Xbox died, went to plug it in, it started smoking. Bugger. You were trying to play with NATO 5, weren't you? On Milton Keynes South. Or maybe Birmingham Crew. That one's a bit melty. I'll have to show you something funny on this station before we go find the derfed ones. Look at the lods on the building. Yeah, it's a bit sad. You watch the brakes not even apply this time. One brake application and put it down. Kicked out again. Alright, let's go to continue and return to free roam. Let's get out of here before it leaves, because it will. In fact, it already is, I think. It is. Let me out, let me out, let me out. No, 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 I'm stuck. Ah, made it. Blurry? Yes, blurry. There's a collectible up here, but that's not why we're here. But we'll go get the collectible while we're here. Beep, boop, beep. See this ramp here? Watch this. Up we go. I'm standing on nothing. And I can go over there. Wow, look at the track. That was the pink container's fault, surely. Okay. Wrong. Wrong button. That button? That button. Oh yeah, I can't get it to the timetable from here. To go this way. Sad. Hectic Jojo says it made the robot sounds. The older collectibles do on this route. They go. Back in the goblin line, there were goblins that laughed on the side of the track. And I have to say, the boring, really serious people got that killed. It's Ribbit's fault, you reckon? Crew to Monkey Nuts. That's the one, isn't it? Full timetable, of course. 66. And we want an EWAS, do we? From Southeastern High Speed. Let's try that one. It's the same ones. Let's try that one. Same ones. Same ones. Same ones. Do I not have it on this? But I've got all the layers. I must have it. Maybe I have to change it from the main menu. Is there another one? No, there's not another 66 here. Let's try that one. No. That one. No. That one. No. That one. No. There aren't any others. Let me check something. Because there's only one... There's only 166 in that list. Let me just check something. Do I actually have that other one? 66. Plenty of other 66s. No DRS shed. But I think I have it installed. There's no other 66s here, are there? Boo. That must be a bug, I think. So I can't get those services. What if I look at the reduced timetable? Or was I looking at the reduced timetable? Did I look at the wrong one? No, I'm looking at the right one. Still get reduced. There's no 66 services in that one at all, so we know it's not the reduced. And there's definitely no other 66, and this thing's just two light engine things. Yep. And I've definitely got all the layers. Come on, load the list. 805, 807, cargo line. Maybe that's why. DR66, I don't have them installed. I actually thought I had them on the Xbox, though. Well, that's boring. That's really boring. All right, 805. Do I not have that either? Yes, I do. Yay. Let's go. Hour and 9's a bit long. 23 minutes. That sounds good. Come on. Up, 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 up. Driver, of course. Conductor. It does look like I don't have the engineering pack. It's really sad. I actually thought I did have it, though. Just checked my list of keys, because maybe I've just never installed it. Because I thought I did have it. I definitely have it on PC. I do have it, and I've got claim next to it, so it hasn't loaded it. I think it's running into problems. I'll have to report that. Shift enter, control enter, master key, forwards. What? No, master key again. What did I open the doors on that side for? Let's shut that side, open that side, and headlights. Full, good. Remote tails, that's fine. Instrument lights, how does it look? Oh, looks okay so far. So far. Get in, you'll love it. It's a train behind you. Up close it looks okay. But up there it sort of loses some detail. It's like Tintin, but not quite. Away we go in the little 805. Do we have to do a full length run in the 805 to make it die? Andy said double check the layers. Initially said I had all, even though I don't own 2 of the DLC for this route. Casual said, hey, on a quick break at work. How are we finding this one? Well, it's not on fire. We are experiencing some blurriness, though, here and there. I'm just watching this one while mine takes off in the background there. Max power. This is where you just sit and spin, really. Sit and spin. Sit and spin. Anybody remember that game in the 70s? Sit and spin. Yeah, what have we got coming? No, it looks all right. What horrible sounds these trains have. Horrible. Off we go once again to Rugby. Casual says it's been running okay on the PS5. I noticed blurry textures before release, but none since. No issues on the PC that I've noticed, but I am known for missing things. Andy says, one thing I'd suggest, smalls and layers, let's unselect and reselect them all. So you used to have to do that to get it to pick up all the layers for the route on some of the DLC. We can try that. Holy Trucker says, I'm waiting for the enhancement pack for this route, stations and branding patch. Well, that won't come to the Xboxing. One day I'll have to learn the Imperial March, because I know this train can do it. I've heard someone do it. Oh, gratuitous bridge shot. Not blurry yet. Are we going too fast? Oh dear. Whatever will we do? This thing doesn't have that speed thing. "26 miles to Rugby." I reckon your patch will come, holy trucker. No. Bing. That's a bit mean that if you don't own or don't have or can't load the DRS 66, then you miss out on all the DIRF services. That's a bit shitty, really. That's a little bit shitty. Mark says, how would it impact download size if it was a setting to select the level of optimization rather than inconsistent hell inflicted on everyone? Probably not much at all. Chocky says they're DRS, not DB. But yeah, let the other one sub in for the people that don't have the other train. That's just mean that they miss out on a heap of services. Let me see if the store thinks I own it. Because fortunately I can do that from my PC. Where is it? There's too many DLCs in this game, you know that? God, this makes it hard to find stuff. I can't even see it in the store. Is that one blurry? No. I cannot find it for nuts. Does anybody know the full name of the pack? See, AWS, you don't need to watch. Speed Train Simulator. And it's free, so it'll have in-game purchases, of course. No, cannot find it. Cannot find it for nuts in the store. Weird. Engineering Express. Let's try that. How is the penguin herder today? Is he slowing down way too much? No, actually perfect. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Doesn't get better than that. Can't find Engineering Express in the store. It's finding me a whole lot of engineering calculators. No, nothing for Train Sim World. How weird. It's like it doesn't exist. Surely it hasn't disappeared off Xbox. Can the pink one do it? We're trying to accelerate again now. Off we go. No, cannot see it. How weird. Let's try inside the Xbox app instead of the Microsoft Store app. Your Xbox app is updated. Okay. We're not downloading an app now. David's missed some of the practices of deliberate accidental and becoming predative. You need the specific 66, not one of these 20. You better buy it. That's not DTG's choice, though. That's the choice of the people who put this together. Andy said they definitely turned the tracks very slippy in that snowy scenario in this route when sliding straight through Tamworth Station yesterday instead of stopping. Like, whee! Richie is tired. I know that feeling. Andy says, don't know if the link I sent might help. Let's have a quick look. Where did he actually send that? In my thing? Where did you send it, Andy Led? EB Real Train says, hopefully doesn't crash. Do you need to have Edinburgh Glasgow installed too? Maybe. Pete says his suggestion all ambassadors should wear bowler hats so that people tune in instantly know they are watching an ambassador. That do? Pete says, no, so that Chocky says, just copied, modified my East Coast mainline scenario and I'm going to test the tube train on it. Oh, why not? David says, DTG are the publisher, they are fully responsible, legal and actually for the content of all DLC. They aren't forced to publish it just because someone made it. No, I don't think they get an artistic choice, David. I really don't. I think that's drawing a bit of a long bow there. It's up to the third parties what they put in a route, not DTG. Well, it hasn't died. How does it look outside? Oh, it is suffering a little bit, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it was a pole getting in the way. Now look at the west coast getting worn away. Yeah, it's suffering. I don't really want to stay outside that thing. It sounds horrible. I have no idea if that's prototypical sound or not, but it just sounds horrible. Richie Rowell says, we all have a watermark across the screen saying shill. I can do that. Pete says that will pass. And he says, put it in the chat initially, but just DM to you. See anyone wear headphones and a bowler hat. That would be interesting. I've got it. Apparently it requires a game. It lets me buy it, which suggests... Oh, I'm not signed in. Hang on. Too fast. Still too fast. Have some breaks. Oh, I know why it didn't sign in, because it loaded it in DuckDuckGo instead of into copy message link, and I'll stick it in here. Wrong way. That way. I am signed in. Edinburgh, Glasgow. It is the one with the pink one. I did see that in the store. And in England it's £10. So if I look at it in AU, what is it here? Yeah, I mustn't own it. Unless I just haven't put the key in. Let me just go back to my spreadsheet. See if it's got Glasgow. No, maybe I don't have it on Xbox. I'd buy it and install it, but you'd have to sit here waiting for it for 3 years. I'll tell you what, I'll put it in a poll in. You can tell me if you want to do it. You'll have to be prepared to wait. Actually, can the Xbox download stuff while you play? What's happening to my live chat? Where's my live chat gone? My chat's disappeared. Grr. stream's still going, I can tell that. But my chat's gone. Let's change it to top chat and back to live chat. No, chat's definitely gone. I can't do a stream without chat. I think it's because I tried to create a poll. Refresh the page. This is dangerous. Ah, there we go. Got chat back. Will it be blurry? Yes, it's blurry. My word, that was blurry. Richie's still here. Chocky says I've got the 72 stock 51 mile an hour. David says we can say anything. You can say whatever you want. Nah, we'll make this fine. It'll be all good. The Xbox curse. Blurry walls. I like blurry walls.
We are now approaching Rugby. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
You. Poor little 805. It's gone all sad on us. Sad.
This is Rugby. Welcome aboard this Avanti West.
It's Avanti West. Ew. Ew. That's screenshot material. New. I'll screenshot with that with my head actually in it. That makes it even better. Oh well. Yep. Anything else in the station? There is. Oh, look at that. That's magnificent. Kind of resolves when you get close, but back here... Yeah, that's definitely running out of memory. Does this one get better when you get close? Or do we still get big crash stripes? Oh, that's even better, isn't it? Oh, it's just magic, that is. That'd be another screenshot. That's even better. Let me get my head out of this one, though. Let me get my head out of this one. Delightful. Okay. Delightful. Lock doors. So I should now change the stream name to be blurry as fuck, right? Hello, Blue. How are you? Welcome along. Tintin got it pretty bad in the PS5. I'm just trying to think. If I buy this, will it actually put it on my Xbox? because that's what I want to do. Buy. I hope it puts it on my Xbox, not the PC, because that'll be sad. Now I'll have to download it. You guys will have to watch it download. It's now available to you. Good. Now, the question is, can I update the game while it's... No, can't do it while it's playing. Okay. Message from Xbox. You got points. Wow, look at that. But that's not what I want to do. I want to manage this game. Can I do it from in here? Can. Good. And I want... Select all. Save changes. There we go. Now you have to watch that. It'll be fun, honest. No, it didn't crash, Ibby. It just got blurry. It didn't crash. Crash is a very different word. Don't use the word crash for that. Crash means it went back to your desktop. Ready to start. Now, does it just pick it up by itself? I've never tried this live on the Xbox before. Let's see if it picks it up. Or do I have to restart the game? I suspect I'll have to restart it. Yep, as expected, you have to restart it. Boop. No, that's not what I want to do, is it? No. Bonehead. I want to kill this game. Quit. And start it again. This will take just a little while. EP says 500 gig for a train game. Mate, you should try it in dev. It's 1.3 terabytes. Mark Perry, just a normal experience on Xbox. I use reduced routes for the West Coast main line, hardly any blurry textures. It's good advice, Mark, but I want to try the real one. We'll wait now. Oh, my head's not there. Boop. Yes. You just have to wait and wait and wait. Wait some more. Keep waiting. Bit more. Discord's mad at me, by the way, because I stopped Nitro, and it keeps popping up going, but you're missing out on this. You're missing out on this. You're going to miss out on being able to order this when it goes live, and you won't get any more gems. And I'm going, well, okay. Okay. No, that's uncompressed, Dibby. The dev builder, the packs aren't compressed so that you can look at them. I don't really want it to reduce the blurring. I kind of like proving that it blurs. When was that in the stream too? It was about, what, 140? Somewhere about there. I should put that on my list of links to put in. It's at about 140. Blur. Written that on my little programming whiteboard. This is what having most of the DLC looks like. Makes it really quick. Yes, the speedometer tells you how fast you're going. Study it. Doesn't tell you what a speedometer is, though, does it? And if you're a player that thinks, maybe you've never driven a car, you might not actually know what a speedometer is. Oh, well. Never mind. Good of you to hang around while this reloads, because, you know, you clearly want to see the turf runs. See, how's that for being a good ambassador? I just shelled out $20 to buy it. This is like driving Flying Scotsman over Shap. Chuff, 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 chuff. We'll get there. I'd start another poll asking if you think we'd get there, but I might not want the answer. Ooh, speeding up. Whatever it was chewing on, it's almost done. Controller at the ready. Do you know, if that was a Microsoft game, that bar would have gone... Whoop, 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 whoop. To the trains. Crew to Monkey Nuts. Timetable. Full. 66. Better be a blue one here now. Oh, look at that. Got a couple. And now we have more services. Fantastic. 2 hours. Guesty Bridge DRS to Daventry DRS. What time is it? Are we doing it? God, it'd be close. 1 hour 30. I reckon we could do that one. Daventry DRS to Wentlog. Coat Bridge to Daventry. That's almost all the way, isn't it? Hour and 27? We'll do that one. What time is it? 11:41. We'd better make it cloudy. Cloud level full. That looks good. Fog. We don't want fog, though. No fog. Zero fog. Middle of the day, it's too bright for me. I put lots of clouds on, it helps. Andy says, really surprised Alex didn't give you this one as it helps fill so many routes in the game. Oh, he probably did. I probably just haven't put it on. But that's okay. I should blame this one and go, it made it blurry. Do. Get started in a 66. We're in a good 66 now. Good. Direct brake, let's put you on. Alright, hold that. Alright, train brake, release. Are we not cut in, maybe? Come on. I hate doing this on console. Stay zoomed in. Right, goods. Exit. Brake cut out, so we want to cut it in. Exit. Well, that means we were cut in. Interesting. And headlamps. It's doing something this time. Daytime. Instrument lights. God, it's already blurry on the dash. Nice. What kind of train have we got? Containers. There's not a lot in here, is there? You blurry? You're blurry. We've only just started and this is blurry. Well, at least I can easily reproduce it now. Yeah, that was a bit ook. I'll just let that spool up and gradually pull out. Mark Perry, will motion blur help reduce blurry textures, even though I don't like motion blurry? I don't think so. I wouldn't think so, because it's a memory issue rather than a drawing issue. Heartfang, is it just me or does the dash look incredibly washed? It's blurry, mate. Chocky says, nice busy yard. Rishi says, lol, I'm pissed. Why? And all these DRSs should be Tesco. Why haven't you left yet? Oh, I know why it hasn't left yet. That would help. Why are you going backwards? Nothing to see here. Move along. Let's burn those traction motors out, shall we? Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Check ambassadors. What am I looking at, Richie? Ah. Yes. I understand, Richie. Andy says, just playing tired. That's what I normally do. I should probably stop accelerating because we're coming into a red signal. The dash is a bit washed out. Have I got cab lights on or something? No? It is a bit ook, isn't it? Now, is this just because points or what? Oh, that one. No, it's not manual points. It's just going to make me wait. Signal bin's being a bastard. That's really interesting. Really interesting. Yes, we'd be wrapped over the knuckles for that for sure, Richie. Where's the phone in this thing? Does it not have one? Oh, there. Denied. Why are we waiting? Oh, here we go. Greta's got something to say about that, Richie.
How dare you?
Look at the diesel spills all over that. Someone call the EPA. It's gone crisp again. Andy Leg is intrigued. Ooh. I better stay in the cab because there's another red one. Whoop, 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 whoop. It could be because of the contrast of the daylight, Ian. It's a very bright day. That's why I put full clouds on to try and tone it down a little bit. Holy Trucker says, did you get tea and biscuits with Matt for your video on LODs? Because in the live stream, Matt didn't sound too impressed. Oh, I haven't watched the live stream. Oh well, you can yell at me when I get there in August, can't you? Have you got a link, a timestamp link, Holy Trucker? Richie Rail says it makes my videos seem subpar. Oh, I don't know about that. Yours is entertaining and fun. With a voice that people want to listen to. Who said that? Wasn't me. Come on, Signalman, pull your digit out. Holy Trucker says someone asked him why TSW shit and running train is so much better, and Matt snapped. Yep. No, if you've got a timestamp link, send it to me. Chuck it to me on Discord. Shall we try the signalman again? Denied. And then he does it. Yeah, forgot I was there, didn't you? Poor Fed. It's blurry again. Little bit. Holy Trucker says impossible, that would be 3 hours. Well, I want you to find it instead of me. Andy says, is this about a brutally honest interview someone just released? Yes. Matt does play Running Train. He's already said he likes it. Matt plays everything. Pete says, always get confused with the overhead panels on the 66, what to select. You mostly only have to turn on the cut in the brakes if they're not cut in. So on that panel up there. So it mostly you want brake timing and brake cut out. So if it says brake cut in, you need to cut it. Put it on there so it cuts in. If it says cut out, you're okay. Am I going too fast again? Oh no. That never happens. Oh, hang on. Hadn't put safety systems on. I am getting tired. Clearly. Clearly. Is that a good enough reply, Richie? Enjoy your food, Chucky. I'll still be live. This is an hour and a half. That should take me to bedtime pretty well. Time to rev it up a bit. There's our Virgin again. with a popping in carriage. I have no idea why I'm subscribed to that. Not on the video, Richie. It's not the longest train in the world, is it? "72 miles to Durft." That 350 was alright. Every time it goes under a stanchion, the 66-122 goes blurry for a bit. And then it recovers. Interesting. That's where you just put the controller down and just go, yep, we'll be here for an hour. Holy Trucker says, is it worth watching? It's over an hour. Richie's is good. Hectic Jogo says, looks amazing, but why not on the roadmap? It is on the roadmap. Pete says, I've managed to get my UK departure board to play through my headphones while playing TSW, something to listen to on those long routes. Very nice. Hectic Jojo's happy with the blue shed and a non-blurry 350. We'll see how we go. We've almost gotten to 50 mile an hour. Almost. Andy Ladd said, probably not constrained by DTG's rules. Imagine just TSS would get away with it. But all aboard are constrained by those rules. So it's interesting. It'll be an interesting conversation. We will look, the distant trees are blurry. I think we're getting there. What have we got outside? No, it's still alright. Why can't I go over there like I want? There we go. Yeah, it's alright outside. This rate, I'm not even sure we're going to get to the speed limit. He's published a video of the Class 70. But you never know, we shouldn't assume it wasn't approved by DTG, it might have been. Because they have two classes of content creator. They have the ambassadors and they have others. So if you look at Thomas, for example, there were Thomas streamers playing Thomas before we were. Holy Trucker says, looks nice, great sound. Hectic Jojo plays tinfoil. He wasn't supposed to have all those clips or airs, but yeah, it might be sanctioned, who knows. That will play out in the coming hours, I dare say. But we may never get told anyway. That could be a secret source thing, really. Holy Trucker says all he's done is make me want to buy it. Well, there you go. So that makes me think, you know, it might actually be sanctioned. Funnily enough, when we talked about it, a whole lot of people left the stream and go and watch it. Legend! I should uninstall that thing. Someone will ping me and go, oi, you owe me $1 every time you see that. I just realised this one, the lights light up properly. Like they mean stuff. Cool. Blurry bridges. Blurry bridges. Heartfang, should I grab my popcorn? Sure. Holy Trucker says, didn't leave, just new tab. We see you're technologically advanced, Holy Trucker. The other 20 people have buggered off. They may come back, they may not. How's it looking? Oh, not brilliant. It's alright, Richie. Hectic Jojo says fair play, it looks nice given his take on ambassadors in mass previously seems odd choice if sanctioned. And you'll have a look later. I don't think it's such an odd choice from a marketing point of view. It's your worst enemy is your best friend type of thing. If you can swing them, you should. Ooh, where does that go? Where does that go? You do realise sooner or later I'm putting Thomas on this track. How far does it go? Ah, invisible wall. Alright, back to the train. Ooh. Pete says, just notice when you select press the right button. When you select crude and Milton Keynes only showing I've completed 3 timetable services, done way more than that. It can take a while to update. Tam says, Duck Tear says thinks he's it. PS, not trying to bait you, just saying something my opinion after that shit that happened with you annoyed. It's whatever. This is what it is, isn't it? Holy Trucker says if it wasn't interview with the dev, it would be a video shitting on Trent Valley. Can't see him doing that now, though. You can see the money jar filling up when the train goes by. Growing flowers, good to see. I'd be sad if they ever fixed that. We have actually reached 70 miles an hour, finally. That's because we're on the flat now. We have a hope of reaching speed. Hello, John McGlade 17. How are you? Hectic Jogo says Holly has a point too with what you're saying, TSD. He won't make a shitfest video now that he's on the inside. Exactly. From a marketing perspective, if you can swing someone who's heavily negative, who's built up an audience, and swing them the other way, they will swing that audience. It's smart. And you'd wear the the grumpy existing crowd. That's just smart marketing. And what's even smarter marketing is now all the ambassadors go off and make videos being pissed off about it. Making even more people go and watch it. Something's gonna pass us. He's a bit blurry. And he's struggling. Oh, yeah, he's blurry, all right. And the bridge went blurry too. Yep. Hello.
Hi, did my black box parcel get delivered today?
Don't think I saw one. But somebody else could have gone to the door. Either that or it's down the road there. I was about to say the number, but that would be a bad idea. One of our neighbours often gets our parcels because we live on the corner of 2 streets and they have the same number as us. Delivery people get confused. We get their shit, they get our shit. Hectic Jojo says the 70 looks nice. John McGlade says on the class 507 the speed set is not working and that is on PS5. On PS5 you've got the thing that lets you select the screen. Turn that off in the settings. So let's just go into settings and I think is it in here? I think it is.
Ew, cockroach.
Turn this to classic. Digital display screen view, turn it to classic. And my wife's found a cockroach. So if you turn that to classic, it'll work for you. Holy Trucker says I rely on his videos to learn the bugs, like his Birmingham crew rant the day after release. What? I don't tell you the bugs? Drew Star, I'm wondering, is there any Australian trains coming to TSW? There's none planned, and it would probably take a third-party developer to do it. So what we've got to do is take some of the 25 Australian developers that like building train-type things, suck them out of N3V, and get them into this game. Gav says the jar would be filled to the top for a good holiday here. You're noisy. Mark says his wife gets black box as well. There you go. Has she seen a doctor? Oh, why? If you want to look at that stuff, there better be something good to eat in there.
Okay.
Bluey snail.
He rode?
Oh yeah, chocolate covered marshmallow. What could go wrong? Oh, it's got coconut on it. Bluey pop cakes. What the hell are they? Miscellaneous drink. There you go. Oh, I'm going too fast. Too fast! Holy Trucker says you're an ambassador. I don't trust bug reports from ambassadors. It's only one thing I can say to that, Holy. Brakes cut in, Pete. But oops. But up the top here, you want it to say. I don't know if we actually got to the main menu. You want it to say brake cut out up there, because that means the menu option is going to cut the brakes out. If it says cut in, then you have to select it and cut them in. We're in a bridge. I'm stuck. Woohoo! You know, when I do that, so if I go out, and if I come back and then go straight outside, yeah, it was a bit blurry on the outside. It still is, isn't it? How do you look? Oh, that one wasn't bad. Wow. Running out of memory. Hectic Jojo says, what you're saying is go even grumpier on the Class 90. You can go grumpier on the Class 90 if you want to. It's important you get your feelings out there. Get them out of your head. Holy Trucker says, to be honest, half the shit people report just never happens in Ambassador Stream, making us look like we are mental. Oh, it really happens, just not you. Murphy's Law. Oh, I know stuff happens. I know stuff happens to people that never happens to me. It really does. I have seen recordings that people have given me to say, look, it happens. And I go, okay, tell me how you made that happen and I'll report it. And then I try and do it and I can't make it happen. But I still report it anyway because it's, you know, it's helpful. Somebody might see how to do it. Another track to explore with Thomas later on. See where that one goes. Oh, what? Yellow signals? Just keep it in notch 1 to keep the train stretched. Does this thing automatically acknowledge AWS when you use a control? Interesting. Weird. Callan Euro, hello. Guessing might wait for an update before getting this on PS5 due to blurry issues. Apparently if you run the reduced timetable and turn off the 805 layer, you won't get too much in the way of blurries, but if those layers are important to you and being able to run the full timetable is important to you, then sitting on your hands right now is probably a good choice. Hello Hawks. Ratifus. Hello to you. I am okay, thanks. Dog tired, but okay. Hectic Jojo says, anyone who doesn't think TSD helps as an ambassador, I point you to the many blurry tests on the B2C. Yeah, we did a lot, didn't we? We did a lot. Trying to make stuff happen. I'm just pulling against the brakes now because they are not really released. But that's okay. The 66 sounds nice. I was thinking the frame rate must be a bit low with it hitching like that, but not. If we sneak up on it, is it blurry? Nah. Benjamin's brain in a jar. Hello. Heartfang loads into timetable mode the game. His 3 services are stopped off path and that's why you can't move. Also me reports it the game. It never happens to anyone else. If you've got services where you can reproduce stuff like that, by all means, chuck it in my Discord. Because I will try and reproduce them and report them. And I report them whether I can reproduce them or not. Because if there's an example and there's steps that works for somebody, then it can be enough information to help a dev figure out what's going on. So if this is happening on the Xbox and the PS5, this means it's happening on low to mid-range PCs as well. Chocky is back. Andy says, I think some of the problems people experience are caused by simple things like your vent port's cleaner is a machine full of dust and crud. If it's full of crap, your machine will struggle. Yeah, they get too hot. Did you get the speed set to work on the 807? I can't open the screen to switch it on PS5 Pro. Turn off your... I just showed someone else this. Go into settings. This should work for you. And go into HUD and gameplay. All the way down near the bottom. And somewhere... Digital screen view, set that to classic, and then you should be able to do it. It's something that hasn't worked properly on PS5 for ages. It's a very long-standing issue that really should have gone away by now. If that doesn't work for you, let me know. Whoop. I saw another track to put Thomas on. You think it's real track? Will Thomas fit on that? Maybe close. I'll have to try later. Ew. I think, yeah, the wire droppers aren't lined up with the wires. They're out there. You can just see it. See if I get it on, if I get above the river. You see them? It's quite a few. They should be on the wires. Quiet you. Radifer says, it's a bug though, right? Yes, it is. Callan Euro says, picked up the Birmingham to Crewe the day after the update while it was on sale. Been no issues on there for me, thankfully. Something's been patient and waiting is helpful. Indeed. I do encourage people that if you're not sure about a route or you have concerns, just wait. Because maybe even with those concerns, on sale it's cheap enough to buy it. Because the one thing I do really encourage people, if you genuinely want to make change and you want to put pressure on, doing it through the forums isn't how you do it. The way you genuinely do it is you keep your wallet in your pocket. You don't get it out and pay for stuff. Andy says, I don't know about Thomas, but I reckon you'd fit Percy on that little bit of track. Well, we're going to have to find out, aren't we? Won't be on this stream, but it'll happen. And Hectic Jojo says, Chucky, is it true the 375/3 is the worst Electrostar? Ooh. Electrostar Wars. Blurry 350. Bugger. And do believe I have a low-speed line switch coming up. Minimum brakes ought to do it. Chucky says it's right. Where do I even go with this? Electrostar Wars, of course. You can be Luke, Chucky. Richie can be Princess Leia. Hectic Jogo goes ding ding, fighting words. One of the things that Discord's tried to get me to buy Nitro again says, oh, you won't be able to put your soundboard on anymore. And I'm going, who are you kidding? I've got a Stream Deck. I can do whatever I want. I can play sounds anywhere I want, on any channel I want. Line change, I'm assuming. No, we went straight. Why did we have to slow down? Oh, I'm confused. Wow, even the scenery's blurry. The spawn points on the stations are too far from the platforms, so the people never get to the platforms, and you hardly ever see any. They become rare things. Don't throw me up in the air. I want to come and look at this. Yeah. He's a bit scrubbed out, isn't he? I think it's time for another screenshot. And I'll take off my face. Hang on, got to end the screenshot. Get rid of my head. Capture that. Righto. Back to the train. In fact, I should capture that too, shouldn't I? Go out for a little while. And I'll get a screenshot thing ready and come back into the train. Boom. There we go. Hectic Jojo says Medway is still the peak TSW. And you enjoy Medway, obviously. So does Chocky. Keep trying to make a stereo, get distracted, want to make another, and then get distracted again. That's life. Andy says keep it clean, no punches below the belt, and fight on. Or kick them in the nuts. Unfortunately, I'm a sucker for UK content, says Benjamin. Living here yourself, I sees it, I buys it, you. That wasn't nice. I sees it, I buys it. There's several German DLC I don't own, like the 2 Expert Locos, newest Loco, that's about it. The newest Expert, the 145, is actually okay, because it tells you stuff in English. So it makes it much easier. I like the 101, but having to translate the German and type in the... because you can't copy and paste, you've got to type it in to translate, or hover translate over your screen and hope it picks it up. It's a bit of a poor experience, but the new one, English error messages, brilliant. So I don't mind it. Oh, these guys do love Medway, don't they? We're all looking forward to Firefly's next projects. Firefly's next project is... what they're working on is the optimization for TSW. You want the 170, Hectic Jojo, and the 171 for Chocky. Now you're going to take 2 tube trains over Shap, except I realise I have a 2019 overlay mod, so when I get to Morecambe I'll be driving into some bushes. That'll be exciting. 171 is a 170 with extra steps. And a wrap. Got a wrap, don't forget the wrap. Hectic Jojo says Melway, do they still sell Melway? Yes, why would they do? They do indeed. Anybody who has to be SOCI compliant will have a Melway. Do you think a blurry church would have a blurry Jesus? Why? Whee! Red signal, red signal, red signal. Why am I accelerating? Bad idea, bad idea. Well, this really long run was almost over in a hurry. Almost. For the UK people who have probably never heard of what's SOCI, it's the Security of Critical Infrastructure Act. And if you have to be compliant with it, you have to be able to... basically, your business has to be able to live on an island for 90 days with no internet. Because they reckon that's how long it would take to get the internet back in a conflict if it got killed. I personally think the internet would come back much quickly because of porn, advertising, and gaming. Hectic says, oh, I thought it was just the UBD, but my Smellways are still around. You can still buy them as mortals too, but they will continue to build them for the SOCI compliant organisations. Gav says the 145 yells in English and Lucas still yells too. Yes, I don't think he liked the idea that it yells in English, but you know, sales are sales. You want sales? Make it yell in English. Can I change the title of this stream mid-flight? Better not. Might make the stream fail. I don't want to do that. I was just thinking I was going to say, it's blurry. What do you think we're going to be waiting for? The brakes are still on in the back of the train, so it might even stop me. It's pausable, like a cat paws. When it changed then, my brain went, bad thing. But no, good thing. Yep. Tree Sim World. It's not as blurry on the 2-cam, which is strange, isn't it? Gonna look for a bit, Hectic Jojo, no problem. Bob says I found that notch 2 on the throttle is best for starting away at 66, has enough power to start moving without overloading traction motors. Yeah, 2 or 3 in an EMD. It's about normal. But, you know, I'm impatient. Go for the lurk, Hectic. Gav says he doesn't like yelling in English, he just insults Germany and Austria. Fair. That's some clever grass right there. That's some top-notch weed, that is. People go ambassadors don't show bugs. There's another 350 sitting up there waiting for us. Ours is getting more blurry the closer it gets to the 350. The 350 weirdly looks alright. Bob says, did you know that DRS were originally created for hauling the nuclear flask wagons and are the only company that can legally touch those wagons? I did, actually. Direct rail services. No, it survived. It's okay. I was a little bit worried then. Just a little bit worried that it was going to explode. Oh, that's why. Here comes the Virgin again. The blurry Virgin with a pop-in carriage. More yellows. No wonder this trip's going to take so long. Well, that's what a blurry tunnel looks like. The heavily optimized Lion is even more heavily optimized than usual. Does that deserve another screenshot? I think so. Damn it, I was not quick enough on that AWS while I was taking a screenshot. We're stopping. Great. Floats in world, says Gav. The 37's got 2 light engine runs, that's it. Now we get to wait a moment. Wait a moment, Dave. Come on, let me release it. No, we have to wait, aren't we? Can't really tell if the light's on, it's too blurry. More blurry things. Running out of memory. Yep, definitely. That one, I want to release the other one. No, I want to hold that one. When the light goes off, I'll be able to do that. In the meantime, let's go see what there is. Since we have to sit here for a minute anyway. Uh-oh. I don't want to go down there. Can I go down here? Oh, disappointing. Warning, blurry textures. What are you jiggling for? What's going on there? If this box is a rockin', don't come knockin'. Probably full of immigrants. Can I has ladder? Like a little bit? Thank you. Wonder if I can release the brakes yet. Not yet. We don't have to press brake release on this or something, do we? Has it not been a minute? Or have I busted it? It does look like it's melting. Does this one die if you get into an emergency brake situation by any chance? Because that doesn't look on. I wonder if holding the direct brake's doing something to it. I don't think I've had a 66 do this before. Alright, so there was some more air in there. I cheated and turned off the safety systems momentarily and turned it back on again. It'll be a little while before the train pumps up and we get to move though. Apologies. Like a little bit stuck. Wobble sim world. It was a bit wobbly. I don't know if I was just being impatient and hadn't been a minute yet or what, but resetting the safety system seems to have done the trick. We are pumping up. If this was an American train, you could pop down the end and watch the air pressure pump up, but you can't do that because Fred's only a flashy thing. Bob says once it's fixed, I hope they put the 90 on this route too. Brakes are still pumping up, but we'll skull drag it. Pump out the Gretas. At least the signals have gone green now. After that little delay. I was going to change the stream title to Premium Crew on Xbox, it's blurry as. Wow, look at that. Xbox was warm, but I wouldn't say it was hot. How are we doing for time? 9:47, that's alright. Oh, blurry low-light buildings. But granted, this is what it's supposed to do, so you can still play, I suppose. It just takes away the detail from a lot of stuff. So while I don't like seeing the blurries, I guess it's better than it catching fire and crashing. Because I guess the alternative is just say, you can't render it, I'm going to turn you off. I must have made the signalman mad when I poked him with the phone earlier. Now the brakes are actually mostly off. We've switched wiring. "46 miles and no memory left." Benjamin said it's not good enough for the price they're asking though, do better. Remember, this isn't DTG, this one, this is all aboard. But I actually thought they'd be okay because they clearly optimized the crap out of the textures. But it's still not enough for the console. Which means on the Xbox Series S it's probably crashing. I could try that. I've got one sitting there, but I don't think it's got any DLC installed on it at the moment. So we'll have to try that some other time. Finally building up some speed now that we're going downhill. They must be containers of uranium or something, they're so heavy. Yeah, I suspect they probably went, it's as good as it's going to get, Benjamin. Blowfest. I guess what would be cool from my perspective, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but let's see what you think. If it blurred the world, but prioritized the trains, if that's even possible, would that work? Blurry 350. No, I just poked him a couple of times. When I was sitting at the red signal in the yard and I was going poke, 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 poke. I think it made him mad. Benjamin says, why we need another London Underground Metro route. Optimizes itself. Yeah, because you can see nothing. You can't even see the outside of your train, so it's perfect. In fact, really, once you're in the train, they don't even need to render the rest of it, because you can't see it. Even the wires are blurry. I'm starting to get a sore throat from talking so much. I'll be right back. I'm just going to get an elixir of apple juice. It always helps. That moment when you pull a double-walled espresso cup out of the shot glass cupboard. What's that doing in there? Bob says, one thing I've noticed about most Class 66s in game, the AWS visual indicator doesn't work when you get a warning. The newer ones do. But there are a couple of dodgy ones. I'm actually not sure I've got safety systems on at the moment. It's still off. I thought I turned them back on, but... Oh, I can't. That's probably because I'm moving. Wow, that was not blurry. What's going on there? There we go. Got it. With the keyboard. Blurry greenhouses growing blurry tomatoes. They're 5-pointed tomatoes, Your Honour. Finally making some progress. 39 miles to go. We could be here for a while. An eternity later. Welcome in to the people who have just joined. We are running along on Crew Monkey Nuts. We're playing in a DRS 66, pulling a service to Durft, and we're on the Xbox Series X and amazing ourselves with how blurry it has become. You're welcome to join in the discussion for the new people. I know it can feel a little bit disconcerting to join in on a chat, but you're absolutely welcome to, and you're absolutely welcome not to as well. It's entirely up to you. And we're playing in 4K on a 4K screen as well. I'm streaming to you at 2K via a capture card and OBS running on a PC. Ian says, I'm only interested in the trains and driving them. I've never seen a train coast past me at 100 mile an hour focused. And nor have I flown next to a train like we can in TSW, obviously where you are located. No bleu. Yeah, from my perspective, and you know, people may not agree and certainly don't have to, I reckon if it prioritised the trains, I'd be fairly happy if the world went blurry. Because it's the trains we're here for. For me, other people are probably going to have different priorities, and that's okay. And we're just making up a little bit of spirited running just to get back on time. Because we're due there in a little while, and there's not a chance in hell we're getting there in that time. Not at this speed. Our blurry train and our blurry station with our blurry cars. And our blurry excavators. None of them doing anything. One day. One day. We'll cruise along at about 80 mile an hour. That should be okay. Chucky says, well, those textures were awkward when you came back into the cab there. Yes. That is certainly getting worse, I think. Oh no, I got overspeeded. You bastard. Yep. I got overspeeded. And I think it's not going to let me off as lightly this time, because I just tried turning him off with the keyboard and I don't think it worked. Oh, it did. Still going to force me to stop, though. But turning off the safety systems lets me go. That's probably what happened last time. I got overspeeded. Because that's not an AWS trip. Alright, while that's pumping up, let's turn them back on. It's interesting, it's not doing the keyboard shortcuts anymore. I think it's probably getting ready to die. Come on. Yeah, it won't click it. No, no, we're not getting DSD back on then. So we won't have DST for the rest of the train trip. Bugger. Bob says, I'm wondering if the timing could be thinking it's for a high-speed service rather than a freight. What was the game time when you departed? Oh, I think it is a 75 mile an hour run that it was suggesting, so 1 hour 21, it's about right. Hello, Grumpy Englishman. Hopefully that doesn't give me wheel slip. Let's see if I can turn DSD back on now. Yep. Where's my smoke? Where's my smoke, goddammit? Can't draw my smoke. Little Greater will be happy. Back to Full Fang, 34 miles to go. Mark B says it feels like a new hole is dug to fill in the previous hole, a never-ending circle. Well, what would happen, Mark, if you dug a hole around the hole? Because that gets rid of the first hole and you just get a bigger hole. It's a nice 18-year-old apple juice. Grumpy is a sucker for JT. You are. You love JT. And just saying, to avoid confusion, I have nothing against them at all. I'm just amused that they get away with shit that no one else does. But to their credit, they haven't had this kind of problem. Ding. So we won't try spirited running this time. That was a bad idea. Seemed like a good idea in the moment, but no, it wasn't. Very poor idea. If you've got Trent Valley and you're experiencing this kind of blurring, what do you think? How do you feel about it? Low resolution sheeps. You're exceptionally fuzzy. Am I missing a gratuitous bridge shot? Yes, I am. Frame rate's gone back up. Says he as though that's a good thing. Benjamin has only played the opening route introduction and tutorial so far. We'll get stuck in working on mastery later. Well, they're actually part of the journey, those ones. I don't think I've actually finished mastery on a route for ages. Grumpy says I've got a 5-year-old apple and that starts with a B. We've gone a whole mile, look at that. Blurry buildings. That building looked like it was made of hay bales. And I'll have to start paying attention to my speed now because we're getting up to the magic number. Honk for all the passengers who aren't on the platform yet. There they come. Yeah, passengers only walk to the platform when there's a train coming that the player's on. Otherwise they don't because it saves memory. But the spawn point needs to be near enough to the station that they actually appear when you're there. Get away with 76. That'll be fine. Grumpy says it's 5 o'clock somewhere. What usually is. Benjamin says, what sort of things does JT get away with that other people don't pull them up on? Bugs. Visual bugs, operational bugs, no one cares. It's bizarre. If Rivet did the same things, they'd get panned. 28 miles to go as we roll through the picturesque countryside. Beeping away. Grumpy says, even with the bugs though, their quality is still top notch. Yeah, their quality's up there. And their stuff's fun, generally. It's funny when you're in the curly bits of a route, it feels like you're never getting anywhere. Here's the little abandoned platform. I think if you get off there, I have a faint suspicion you can't get out. In real life you can. But I think there's a fence. Yeah, this whole thing's fenced. You can't get out. Interesting. M27 is the one we're running. Wow, the textures again, says Chucky. Even I'm going blurry, look at that. My little machine learning model that filters out my background is not coping with me being sideways too well. If I look away, it's even worse. Hey, he's not a human anymore. $25 to go. More fuzzy cows. We've got a 50-mile-an-hour TSR coming up. And a 60 zone. TSRs don't often change speeds. They're often just 70. Lexic Dark says it doesn't like the train simulator's flannel pattern. That is possible. I can tell I'm getting tired because I didn't realise we were going uphill. I'm thinking, why is it slowing down still? Why am I sideways? Because my gaming PC is here and my Xbox screen is over there, and I like playing on the 4K screen instead of looking at a little tiny window in OBS. I do like a little Xbox on the side, yes. $23 miles to Durf. The miles are slowly melting away. Will we make it? There's our 50 TSR. I feel safe enough going into notch 8. By the time we hit 50, it'll be time to do 75 anyway. She's not the sprightliest of 66ers, this one. There's the T for the end of the TSR. As soon as the back of our train passes that, we'll go up to 75. Hey, Lexic Dark, you know how you live in a weird house that's falling apart? Do you want to buy another one? Yes, we're on Xbox, Grumpy. That way. It amazes me that there's fences all along a rural line like this. Not something we do. Calamera, hello, you're loving the route. Are you enjoying the blurriness or are you playing on PC? And I should say, this stream is brought to you by the machine that goes... That's that weird one that always alerts you, isn't it? Yep. 5364 always gives tones. Shouldn't, but does. Blurriness in our loco's not hideous. It's not brilliant, but it's not hideous. Bertie. Back down to 30 again. Woohoo! Calamera is enjoying the 350/4. Cool. That's good to know. What's your favourite thing about it? I think we'll make it down in time for the 30. Just braking gently. Calamoria says the sounds because they are brilliant. Pete agrees the sounds are great on the 350/4. The AWS will be warning you on approach to Stafford and are probably being crossed over. Ah, cool. Thanks, Bob. We are moving over because we're going... We've got a 30 sitting on our clacker. And a shunting signal. Yay! Cross country wasn't blurry. That one is a bit. Just banged my head on a bridge for a while there. Oh, we've got smoke again. We have enough memory for smoke. Excellent. $18 more miles to Durft, and something tells me we're not getting there on time. Should probably tell the signalman. Probably get upset. And people wanted this to come out for Gen 8. Wow. Callum Romero says, I've been playing this most of the day because it's my day off from college. Yeah, very nice. Hopefully nowhere near any exams or assignments though. Although it is very good to just take a day and relax sometimes. It's the best way of dealing with stress is ignore it. Just let it go and sit somewhere in a cupboard and entertain itself for a day and go and do something else. So I don't mind that scene. The bushes near the tracks are crisp, the buildings are blurry, but the train's okay. If only you could do that all the time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, that'll be the end of it. Out of video memory. Well, now we know what happens, don't we? We know what happens. It's still making noise, though. It's just not drawing it anymore. Well, I guess that'll end the stream on that note. With the, yes, mental people wanted this on a Gen 8. You're absolutely right. Mental people. Mark says they've begun to move the train that crashed in Wellington on Saturday. Well, they can come and clean up this one that just crashed here if they want. That would be a good thing to do. I think I will change the title of this stream to "It was blurry, then it crashed," or something along those lines. And I've got a whole lot of screenshots to drop into the feedback for DTG. Interesting. Alrighty. Thanks very much for watching, folks. We just had a whole bunch of people come in there right at the same time, just as the game died. There you go. You all got to witness it. Ambassadors do show you bugs. It went boom. What do you think, Greta?
How dare you?
That's what I thought. That's all she ever says. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, folks. It's been a pleasure showing this off on the Xbox. We did get a lot of the way through until we went into those engineering services. I think it was on edge for most of that. Maybe if it didn't have that Creators Club livery, and if you turned off the most problematic one, which is 805, it seems, it might actually survive. Or run the reduced timetable, I guess, if that's your thing. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, folks, and we shall see you later. I'll be back on Sunday. I'm not actually sure with what yet. I actually don't have anything programmed for this Sunday. I have to think of something. Maybe we'll bring Railroader out for a day. Maybe we'll do that. Or we'll do something else. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, and we shall see you later. Have fun. Bye.